Hello, I hope you're well. It is I, Lost Wolf. Yesterday, when we hung out together, we basically did a dungeon. And once we got the dungeon done, we came out and we went to go get more gems. Yeah, gems. Because we blew through a whole lot of gems yesterday, going through the first dungeon that we went into. Today's plan is going to be to do much the same thing. We're going to pick another dungeon, we're just going to clear it out. We're going to see what's at the bottom, and then we're going to move on from there. Uh, we need to use the spreadsheet for that because I don't really know which dungeons have things in them and which don't. Um, so we're going to, first things first, we're going to consult the spreadsheet, figure out where we're going. We're also going to go back to Moonglow because Moonglow's essentially the cheapest place to get um, reagents. And one of the problems is that we're running out of reagents. So I think that that's one of our other ports of call. And then, we'll just find our way to that specific dungeon. So I am going to do some housekeeping, and when I've done my housekeeping, we will get going. Okay. I do have one very minor thing, that I want to actually do in the start again, and that's a little bit of science. So what we might actually do is not set our plan into motion quite yet. We might just find our way back to the start and see what I wanted to see first. Actually, you know, let's just do what we were talking about first. Let's start by going to Moonglow, which is to the right of us. This is... I don't think this is Moonglow. Oh, no, this is not Moonglow. This is, the spot where everything is broken down. But you know what I forgot to do? There we go. I don't know, actually. Oh. Hang on. I'm dumb. Everything is sort of interrelated. And if we go here and we go north, it's going to be somewhat easier to find what we're looking for. I am correct, and it is due north, yeah? It is mostly due north. Maybe there's a couple of wests that we need to go. I'm a little worried though. I'm worried that we're going to find ourselves back at the mainland. So I'm worried that the spot I'm looking for is just far enough to the left that we can't actually get there. Oh! Yes, this is, I think, the mainland. Is it? I think so. You just zoom in. Yeah, I think this might be the mainland. There's trees there. Yes, this is the mainland. Ah, we went too far north. Okay, well, that's fine. Gabriel Gamer is here, and they are warning me that no one can talk, and that is correct. You are right, sir. Hello. It's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. So what we want to do is we want to go right from here. Thank you for telling me that you couldn't talk. I appreciate it. And then if we go down... Gabriel Gamer says, good day, Loswolf. Hello. We're gonna just head on south here. I think it's okay to be at this spot. Yes, it is. Because we just go due south. This should be the island with the moon on it. Now, I actually want to park on this spot here. Oh, man. And I want to fight all these people because I want to get as much money as I can between now and getting to actual Moonglow. Okay, hopefully we don't hit a bridge wall. Okay, so a couple of things that we want to do. I want to buy... What do I want to do first? I think maybe we want to spend our... reagents making things that we need first. And then we want to buy more. You know what is actually interesting? We bought up to 30, or we made up to 30 light spells. We only really used 4. I'm trying to figure out what would be optimal here. I think that the exits and the ups and the Z downs are fine. So I think that what we need to focus on is cure and heal. And nothing else on this list really matters. So let's make some cure spells. Let's start there. So cure is ginseng and garlic. Cure, ginseng, and garlic. B and C. Okay, we want to make healing. And healing is ginseng and spider silk. You know, hang on. Let's actually save between doing these because it's a lot to get wrong. Okay, so we want to mix healing. That's ginseng and spider silk, so it's B and D. Okay, So again, let's get out of here and save. I'm doing it in the reagent shop because the thing I'm worried about the most is combat while we're doing this. Otherwise I should do this on the overland. So I want to mix. Let's get up to 50 light spells. And what we'll do is we'll just slowly increment the number of light spells that we have on hand until we have 99. Because apart from heal and cure and Z up and Y down and exit, those are the only three things that we really need is light and cure and heal. So light seems good. That's just sulfurous ash. So yeah, light and sulfurous ash. Okay, let's get out of here and save. We do need to start thinking about food because we are starting to run out. We need sulfurous ash. Let's do some very dumb math. We need 86. I need 86. Yeah. Yes. We need 88 ginseng. We need 55 garlic. We need 66 spider silk. We need 43. Yes. Blood moss. 43 to 58. Okay, and now the expensive one, which is the black pearl. Yes, but we only need 9, so this is going to be 81. That's fine. Okay, let's get out of here. No. Let's save. Let's go buy food. I think that there's a food store in the south part of town. There's the healer. Oh, what? There's no food store here? Oh. Confusing. I thought there was. Oh yeah, no, there's no food store here. Okay. We're slowly but surely blowing through our food supply. Oh, okay, hang on. Wait a minute. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, I was so sure that there was a food stall somewhere nearby. Shaman says, good day and welcome my friend, may I introduce some rations? Yes. So they sold 25 for 25 GP. We would like, let's buy 1,000. We can only buy 100 at a time. Okay, well, okay. That's fine. I mean, you know, it's more than we'll ever use. I say that, but we almost blew through our entire stash, so that's fine. Okay, so I have a little bit of science I want to do before we actually get to the dungeon that we're going to do today. And the science that I want to do is mostly tied to our sleep. So maybe we can get to 100. In the start, if you'll recall, we went to level 3 and we picked up a blue orb, and the blue orb got us to 33 strength. Now, I don't know, because we didn't take a picture, if it knocked something down. Because the last time we talked about blue orbs to anyone, they said they will do something good and then something bad. And we didn't know what our stats were, so we don't know if they removed some of our stats from our character. And it's possible that that happened. And that's the one bit of science I want to do. The other bit of science I'm curious about is to see whether or not the blue orbs like respawn. And I can't imagine why they wouldn't, because the thing about Ultima, and especially Ultima at this point, is that there's no persistence in the world. So, you know, you do things in the world, and some things do persist, like we can never get any of the stones that we've seen again. They're just in our inventory, and that's good for us. But there are things in the world that I think that won't do that. That won't be written as a permanent status change in the world. And I'm wondering, like, out loud, more or less, don't spoil this please if you do know the answer. I'm wondering out loud if the blue orbs are one of those things. Oh well, I mean, this is money. I guess money is good. Okay, so what we're looking for is pause. This pause will get us to where we need to be. The wind. Still being the most torturous thing. TM. Like, realistically, if we wanted to fight fights, we could actually get out here and then just walk the rest of the way. We do kind of want to get into fights because we're now down a lot of money. The mountain range that we're looking for is over here, I want to say. This is not it, it's further down. But we want to be more or less here. Is this it? I don't think so. I don't think it is. Oh, maybe we need to go east. What body of water is this? Oh, you know what this is? If we go north a little bit. Yeah, if we go north a little bit. Oh. We should come across a bridge, yeah. Oh lord. This is, I can't tell if this is a bridge pole fight. It might be another kind of fight. Oh. I do want that though. The only reason, incidentally, that I'm picking the start is because it's a dungeon that we've been into before. So we know the lay of the land for the start. And we know how to get to the third level of the dungeon. So it should be around this corner here. Let me just check. Yeah, it should be down here. And I'd rather do science in places that we know the layout to than go into a whole new place and have to work out what we're doing there. So the start should be here. want to sleep. We're gonna save. I'm gonna spend freely of my items. We're not gonna save. We're just gonna dive down as far as we can go. And then once we've dived down as far as we need to go to get the information that we want, we're just gonna come right back out by exiting and then starting the game again. So this is gonna be a little bit wonky. Okay, so we just wanna cast Z down. And I guess we want to peer, and then we want to cast Z down again. Oh, that is interesting. Okay, so let's have a look at our stats. We're at 74, because that's where our magic is now. We should maybe rest to see if I can get my magic back up to full. Ah, okay, well. Okay, that did have the intended idea. I'm going to take a screenshot of our stats. I'm going to dump that into paint.net. And in a minute, we're going to know if something drastic happens when we do what we want to do here. So recall the spine. What we need to go from here is we need to go north. But this is intriguing in one way. We want to go north. And we want to go here. So if you recall, when we searched here, we found a magic wall ball and 2 touches strength +5. So if we look at this, it didn't do anything. It just bumped our strength. Okay, that's actually good to know. I wonder now. So what makes me wonder here, so we get strength 38, right? And this is a slow, easy way to get to 99, effectively in strength. I wonder if the way we do this is we pile into just running this dungeon over and over again, getting the bits that we need, because it's easy enough to get down here without using magic. It's not that far down. And then we just bump our strength up to 99 and we carry on from there. I think we're sort of committed to doing that now anyway, so I'm gonna just stick to that specific plan. Because we have the resources to make... we want to go down. We have the resources to make Z down and Y up spells. Search. There we go, okay. So now what we could just do is we could just cast exit, right? Yeah, I think that that's a little bit better. And then we rest. Oh no, we might actually die here. Ready, our hands. Oh, I killed the one. Let's try and sleep again. I should have readied my wand. We might encounter something worse. Okay. I'm trying to decide if that's what we do with our time here. It is easy and it is like free-ish, and it does get us to 99 strength. So if we are close to hand to something and we just hit with our staff, it will do a lot of damage. I think I'm talking myself into doing this. So let's just peer at the gem. There's a set of stairs. Here. Oh, it's a set of stairs down. That's right. We want to be here. And then we want to descend. And this is... There's... This is the correct spot. Yeah, and then... I'm just gonna run. Because we will die if we don't descend. Okay, so where are we? Oh, that's interesting. If we just descended, we are gonna have to sleep here because there's a very scary fight in the middle of here. In fact, there's 2 of these very scary fights. Oh, we didn't rest. Oh no. Okay, so we want to go forward. So we came all the way down from 699 to 200 here. And so that's a little scary. Can I rest yet? No, okay. Oh god. We died. How did we die? Was I poisoned? I was probably poisoned. We didn't save. Oh no. I just lost probably 15 minutes of work. Because I think, yeah, we are right at the beginning of the dungeon delve. Yeah, and we got strength 33. Well, whoops. I don't know which direction we're facing. Oh, we're going the wrong way. Yes, that's correct. We're just gonna run. Like, I am aware that that's losing us honor. But honor is a thing that we can make up quite easily. Oh, I get it. Okay, so the reason why we died was because when you touch it, it actually saps your life force. I did not realize that. I thought it was completely free. Good to know. Okay, well we did actually make a bit of science work out for us because we learned an important life lesson about how these spears work. Which we didn't actually know before. So I think that what's going to happen is, this is going to happen every time for every spear, is we won't actually lose another stat. We'll lose HP. There we go, yeah, okay. So we want to cast exit. And now we're here, we're going to rest. I'm going to make the exit spell again. In fact, we might need to make the exit spell a couple of times. Let me think about this for a minute. We got 43 because we went from 33 to 43, right? So we need to enter it 5 times, 6 times. Realistically, it's 6 times. Because every time we go down, we get 2 charges. So it is 6 times. Okay. So we need to make 10. We're not going to use Yup and Z down because we don't need them. We know the directions to get there. So we're going to use exit, and we need to make 10 of them. So that's Sulphurous Ash, Spider Stalk, and Blood Moss. Exit. Sulphurous Ash, Spider Stalk, and Blood Moss. So it's ADE. Okay, so exit. We need 6, I'm gonna make 10, just so that we have an even number. Okay. So now we're gonna save. I'm gonna attempt to sleep. I don't expect this to work, but we're gonna attempt to sleep. Yeah, I didn't expect it to work. Let's try again. Yeah, I didn't think so. Okay. Let's enter. Let's try sleeping now, because this is a whole different area and it might have reloaded. Okay, it did not. If there's one mild problem with this, it's that I can never figure out which way we're facing. And part of that is just the very wonky graphics that they're drawing here. It just doesn't look like anything to me. And it doesn't look like it's significantly different from things that we've seen before. I'll try and sleep here, because we're going into that very scary fight. Please sleep. Okay. We need at least 600, because we're going to touch both orbs, and that's going to sap some of our HP. I'm learning that there are good configurations of this fight and bad configurations. And this one was actually an okay configuration because it's not going to do a lot of damage to us. Some of the configurations are really hairy. There we go. Okay, we need to sleep here and hopefully it works. I'd much rather sleep than burn reagents. I don't think it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Okay. This is a terrible configuration, because this gives them space and time to get to me. Yeah, we're going to lose a lot of HP in this fight. I mean, it doesn't help also that I'm targeting entirely the incorrect things. As long as we have more than 200 when we leave, it's fine. Okay. So let's fast exit. Let's save and try and sleep. Now I wonder, if we look at our, oh, there's also diminishing returns. Oh no. Because we went down and I expected to get to 53, but we got to 50. Looks like there's diminishing returns past the point. I wonder now, our MP is set to 72. Our maximum MP is 84. I wonder if there is... Oh, you know what? I think I know what's going on. So I think... And if you know the answer to this, please don't spoil it. This is just me thinking out loud again. I think that what's occurring is that for the magic users specifically, there's a cap on how much strength they can have. And we'll test this in a second. We will go down and we will get another strength ball. It will probably print out the message that we get +5 strength, because I think that's what it did here. I didn't read the messages. But we'll look at the actual result and see if it stays at 50 flat, because then we've learned an important lesson about the system. Each class, and there are 8 different classes in this game, has got maximums for the strength, dex, and MP values. And so, like for example, if you take a pure fighter, they're never going to get MP from anything. If you take a hybrid fighter, like we've got a hybrid fighter here, who is a magician primarily, and we go down into the dungeon, we will probably cap our MP at some point. I don't know if the cap will be 100, but our strength will be capped at a different value because we're not a pure fighter. Okay, so let's enter last line. Descend. I think it is forward. Yes. We're just going to run past this. And at the end of this, I'm going to attempt to sleep. Descend. I'll sleep. Because we went from 43 to 48, and then you'd expect to go from 48 to 53. Because that was why I worked out that we needed 6 trips. But if there's a flat cap on how much strength that you can have, then that makes that sort of all for naught. Again, we want to get past 600. Let's see if we get a... this is a middling configuration at this point, because we're fighting one of the worst guys immediately. There we go. See, that wasn't terrible. We want to go north. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. I don't know what this means. Let's back away. Oh, okay. So, let's check our stats. We got 50. Okay. So it says strength +5. Ah, okay. Good to know. I was right. Remember when I said my supposition is it's going to print out the message strength +5, and then the strength +5 is there as a visual message that you can see, but your strength itself doesn't go upward. That's 100% what happened. So we're learning now that there is a cap on how much strength we can get as a mage. We won't be able to get another mage, so unfortunately one of the things that's also going to happen here is we're going to be flying a little bit blind as to what the maximum values are for the different other classes. So that's good to know. Okay, we saved at the top. I believe we saved at the top. So we've done our science now. Oh my god. If we didn't save at the top, I'm gonna scream. Okay, we did. This is me hitting my head against the microphone because I'm like, thank god that worked out. Okay, let's rest. I don't think that's gonna work. It might work because the game reloaded. No effect. Okay, sure, that's fine. So the next dungeon that I want to sort of pile into, there is actually another bit of science that I really should be doing in this dungeon since we're here. And that is, we need to dip all the way down to the bottom. We need to go to the bottom of this dungeon. We need to walk into the altar room, and we need to read the message that appears when you enter the altar room. So I'm going to do that super quickly because we've got 10 minutes before the 10-minute break. And I don't want to just move us over to the next dungeon, get some of the way in, and then bail on that dungeon. So, pardon me, we're still doing science, sorry. But what we're going to do is, I think that one of the things that was happening, and the thing that we need to make a note of, is that each dungeon's altar room tells you a little bit about the dungeon, right? And I wanted to say that we saw this message because we talked about love in yesterday's session. So what I want to see is what the console prints out when we get to the altar room for this particular dungeon and Hithloth, right? Hithloth I don't think has a message, but this dungeon may have one. So I'm gonna save. We're not going to fight anything as far as we can. We're just gonna dip downwards. Enter. So we're gonna cast Z down. What's my MP? Okay. Okay, so this is the level we need to be at, because in this room here, there is the altar room. And the only thing that we really want to see is what the console prints out when we go here. So I'm going to sleep very quickly because there's a fight at the end of this. And I don't mind if we lose, well, I kind of mind if we lose the fight actually, because I want to do a little bit more science. Okay, it says, the altar room of courage, lost wolf with magic wand. Oh, okay. So, to start, is the dungeon of courage. So, let me just show you what I've done. I'm gonna have to move this out to its own sheet in a second, but I just want to make sure that I have a note of it here. I know I'm being shot at. That's fine. So all I've really added is the start is the dungeon of courage over here. There. Okay, let me give you the game scene and then let's just fight this very quickly. Actually, it doesn't matter if we find it. We got the important bit. No, that's a lie. There is a thing that we need to do here. Another thing we need to do. Okay, so we are in the dungeon at the start. This is a dead end. If we go left, where do we come out? This is a different dungeon. We are in the dungeon shame. Okay, so we need to write this down. How do I note this? I'm gonna have to move this. Oh. Dungeon name. Virtue. Alternate direction. Okay, so we've got the start. It is the virtue of courage. The alternate direction that we went in was left, and that led us to the dungeon shame. Okay. We don't know, actually, because we look at this over here. It's entirely possible that there's a dungeon altar room to our left and below us, because there's, if we sort of see here, there are 3 rooms down below us. There's also little spheres that we can collect here. We are going to approach shame from the top when we eventually go here, but I think that what it's essentially telling us is that if we go back into the stall, we will be in the shame version of the altar room, and I don't necessarily know if going north will take us back to the start. Let's figure that out very quickly. We need to heal up again. Okay, so we don't know we are in shame. We don't know which virtue is associated with shame. So we're just going to walk back in here. And we're going to retrace our steps. So we went north. Okay, so that does actually take us to north. That takes us back to the start. So one thing that we've learned is that the directions work correctly in the dungeon, and that's the thing that we didn't know before, right? So in shame, coming from the dungeon altar room in shame and walking north, where we walked... No, that's not correct. Because we went left to get to... Oh, wait, I see what's going on here. Actually see what's going on here. So if you think about these cubes, right, that we're walking into and out of, there are 4 principal directions around each cube, right? We entered this cube from the north. So we were facing at the north end of that cube, and we walked left. Okay, when we walked left, we ended up in the dungeon shame. In shame, we approached this cube that's sitting over here, because that was in the dungeon shame, from the left. So we were on the left-hand side of the screen, and we walked north. And when we walked north, we came out at the dungeon to start. So directions do work correctly. So if we wanted to, and I guess it makes sense to actually map the stars, entrances, and exits. If we wanted to, we could go south here. Oh, sorry. We could go here. I'm just gonna find these fights, it's fine. Like, none of these are too difficult. We're gonna have to rearrange this, because at the moment it's a bit of a mess. So we're in the dungeon to start, which is courage. We're gonna go right, and we're gonna see where that leads us. Okay, that leads us to covetous. Okay, so from covetous, if we go north again, we should end up at the start. Let's just check and make sure that our work is correct. We don't know what covetous is associated with, so we want to go... I've been writing them as a mixture of like left and north, and we should just stick to one thing. I don't want to... I need to kill the dragon now. Can I shoot through here? No. Okay, let's ready our hands. Ah, I killed one of them. Our strength is now too high. I need to find... There we go. Okay, so we're gonna wait for this guy to leave. We're gonna go north. That should take us to the start. Yes, okay. Okay. So we're going to go back in here and we're going to go south. Now, I maintain that most of these dungeons are going to have an... No, not every dungeon is going to have an entrance to high slot. Not every dungeon will. Okay, so we're going to go south, and south should take us to Hithlot. Oh, I'm fighting with my hands. No wonder it's taking so long for these guys to die. No wonder I'm taking so much damage. Jesus, did you see my health pool? I was at 11. I can hit these guys once more. Brutal. They can shoot through this altar over here and I cannot. Okay, so we are in Hithlot. Yes, okay, so the start, courage, down. Okay. So let's quit. I'm gonna take the 10-minute break. I'm gonna come back, and then we're gonna start doing the dungeon I actually want to do, which is, I think, the dungeon Despise. I have to check the notes, because we only know about a certain subset of dungeons. We only know where some of the stones are in some of those dungeons. And I want to actually knock those out first before we go through every dungeon exhaustively looking for items that we need. So we're gonna just go into probably Despise. We'll look at the dungeon notes, the connections notes together, figure out where we're gonna go, and then just do that. But I want to go get something to drink, so I'll be back in 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Let me get Ultima 4 up and going again. Okay, so let's do what we were talking about. Let's look at the... So, alright, let me actually show you what I did in the end. One thing that I did say is that Distard this is a virtue. This is not strictly true. Courage is a principle. So when we entered Distard, it was telling us a sort of important thing. It was telling us that Distard itself is a dungeon of principle, and I expect that the dungeons linking like up and yeah, the dungeons linking back up from Shame to Distard. So you can go left, end up in Shame, go up and end up in Distard from Shame. And so what I think that is going to happen here is we're going to end up with a little diagram, which is kind of what I saw that spoiled me yesterday. That's going to show the linkages between Distard, which is a dungeon of courage, and either it's opposing virtue, which I don't know, maybe makes sense, or it's sort of parallel or included virtue, like the thing that makes it work. So for example, shame, we've learnt that courage is made up of valor, sacrifice, honor, and spirituality, right? And so what we might learn here is that maybe sacrifice and honor are the dungeons of shame and covetous. That doesn't make sense given the names, but maybe that is what's going on here. Or it's the total opposite, right? Maybe courage has opposites, and the opposites, for example, are, let's say for the sake of this conversation, so the humility and honesty, right? And so we're either going to see one of two things happen with the spokes of this diagram. We're either going to see these things line up where they are compatible, or they're incompatible and opposite. And I think that's kind of what is going to help us draw eventually the drawing that we're trying to draw. So, okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is I want to go to connections end. And the reason I wanted to do that is because we know of where one other stone is. It's the yellow stone, and it's in the dungeon Despise. So let's see if we can find Despise on our map. Where's our map? Here. This was just an image that I took so that we could see what was going on with our stats. But it turned out that we weren't really needing to worry about this. We needed to worry about our HP. So I'm just going to get rid of this. Don't save. That's fine. And now what I want to do is we want to find a dungeon Despise. Now I have a terrible feeling that we don't actually know where the dungeon Despise is. There's shame. Because I don't think that we've actually formally set up to map every dungeon entrance out. We've tried. And we may well have missed a dungeon or two here and there. There's Deceit. We know that this is Atlas. I don't actually think we know where the dungeon Despise is. There's a dungeon Oh, it's not a dungeon, sorry, that was the Shrine of Honor. Oh, we don't know where all these dungeons are. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't actually think we know where all these dungeons are. Oh, that's mildly frustrating, actually. So one of the things that we've learned in prior Ultimas is that dungeons tend to be in mountainous ranges like this. So what I'm gonna just do very quickly is see if we can spot mountain ranges. That is wrong. And I want to see if we're missing dungeon entrances. I don't believe we are, because I think we were pretty pedantic about going, because we went around looking here for other items. We went looking for the horn or whatever it was, and we were quite pedantic about looking at what was around there. There's Covetous. And I don't think that they'd put another dungeon in such close proximity to a dungeon that they already have. I mean, I could be wrong, but I don't think. That doesn't sound like the Ultima 4 designers. We know that there's a dungeon deceit here. And I don't believe that there's a dungeon on any of these islands. We know that Hisloth is here, and we don't know, in fact, if there's another dungeon, and we strongly suspect that there is another dungeon somewhere in this circle here, but we don't know that for a fact. However, one thing I do want to check is we never actually looked at these sides very well. We checked here and we checked here where these little elemental gates are, and we didn't see anything there. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that there aren't two dungeon entrances on a single spot. So I don't think there's anything near Hisloth. And I doubt there's anything here. This might be one of those things again where I just consult the internet and check to see where the entrances are. Because we could be here for a whole while. There are all these little bits and pieces that make up the landmass, and it's very easy to kind of not spot things. You would think that there'd be a dungeon entrance on one of these islands, but I don't actually think there is. Let's just turn off this for a second. No, there most assuredly isn't. Okay, and we've looked here. Yeah, because we came... This is where the start is. That's correct, yeah? Yes. I am I don't necessarily want to do this, but I'm pretty sure that it's just a case of, oh, you know what, I think there might be a dungeon entrance here that we haven't seen, because I haven't been very good about looking at the spot here. No, there's shame. Is there perhaps a dungeon entrance near Britannia that I just haven't been aware of? Oh, there is. There totally is. Look at that. There's a dungeon entrance right there. Okay, let's sail ourselves up to that area and see what dungeon that is. Oh, we don't even have to. We can just walk there. I forgot that we were parked outside of the dungeon to start. And that's all we've been doing today. I'm an idiot. Waha! Am I? Oh good, okay. Oof. For a minute there I thought I was wielding my hands again. I'm gonna try and sleep. I think this guy might fight me though. Oh, very good. Get a boat. Go back up to Castle Britannia. We didn't get anything. Oh, we did get healed. Just not a whole lot. Okay. So let me just figure out where this is. This is Castle Britannia. It's just due north of us. So if we walk here, we're going to walk around this edge here. Oh my god. Why? And then if we just go into this little corner here, there's a dungeon entrance here that we must. Okay, let's save. Actually, let's sleep first and then save. This is Dungeon Despise. Oh, sorry. Okay, so it didn't say anything about the Dungeon Despise. Okay, I see an exit. F is fountain. T is... What was T again? Oh, T is strange ones. Okay, so we mustn't step onto those. I don't know which way we're facing. I think we're facing eastward. So how do we get... Oh, we just walk. Ugh, okay. This is gonna be a little gross. So if we walk this way, it'll heal us. Yeah, that's what I thought would happen. Oh, check it out. There's just a mimic hanging out over there. I keep on missing. My god. Oh, it's dead now. Okay. That's funny. This game has mimics. Also, I'm poisoned. So we know now that mimics do poison damage. Okay, so if we walk here... it's a rat, I guess? Hi, rats. I don't actually know if I should be killing the rats. Yeah, I don't know if we should be killing the rats. Hold on a second. Oh, I should not have been killing the rats. We go through here and then... Oh, hold on. Ready. A hands. Jesus, my strength is too high. If we go straight this way and then we go up here through the gem. Yeah, okay. So there's going to be another fight through here. Oh. Hands? Don't kill it? Jesus. I don't know my own strength. I wonder if we didn't do those out of order. Oh, let's just walk before we hit this door and then let's peer in the gem as well. Oh god. There's up. So I think we need to either pick a path. It must be either up and left or down and left. I'm gonna go up and left first. Oh my god. Okay, well this is eminently defensible. I don't like... Oh, this is gonna be a problem. I actually don't like that there are beholders, because they're going to put me to sleep and then that's going to be a problem. Yeah, see, he's desperately trying to put me to sleep. This is the least fun thing you could be doing. Game. Okay. Oh, check it out. Oh, I thought that the bridge collapsed behind me and we're now trapped. We wanted to go up. I'm gonna try and sleep. Okay, well that's pretty good. There's another door on our way. Here. We go here, there's a door there. I think we're supposed to be going left. So remember when we were dealing with Blissful? This is what I meant. There are these sea creatures here. And they're doing us damage. And so the game has been training us all the time to whenever you see something like this, to kill it. We're going left. Hi. Okay, so let's peer. Oh, oof. I think you could have gone either up or down, it wouldn't have mattered. I don't know what this symbol is. There's a bunch of ways that we could go down though. Oh, it's just, okay. Sure. I'm just gonna take the direct route down. There's money. And there's stairs up and down. Well, I want to say we've never encountered these before, but I want to say these are stairs up and down. Fountain. Door, money, ball. This is not an easy ball to get to though. I guess we risk it. I'm gonna go grab... How am I gonna do this? I don't think we need to grab all the gold. I think we're gonna not grab the gold at all. We're gonna do the fight. We're gonna go grab the ball. We're gonna get out of here. Okay. So... Oh my god. Yeah, there we go. They're stealing my food. I mean, at least it's not Ultima Zero's gremlins, right? Ultima Zero's gremlins would come up to you and then they'd be like, oh, you've got food, cool. I'm just gonna steal half of your food, if that's okay. And then that's how you died. Wow, okay. We're not doing this fight again. We're gonna get out of here as fast as we can. We came in here with 2,500 food. And we're now being swarmed and mobbed. And we're gonna die because we're gonna have a food out. Oh, I hate this. This is bad design. This is genuinely terrible design. We're gonna die now because we're going to food out. Yeah, we're gonna die. Because now they're doing direct damage to my food, to me. Oh, also I'm wielding my hands. I was right. I was thinking, oh god, you know what's probably happening is I'm hitting them with my hands, and I am. Again, that doesn't help though. So, from this point, I think that what happens is, as we walk, every time we walk... Oh, there's no way to get out of there. Interesting. Yeah, because I don't see any secret walls out of here. I mean, this is a much better fight because we're now fighting with my wand. And so we're just one-shotting them. But it is still an immensely frustrating fight. Excuse you? Oh. It's queued up a whole bunch of spells. Oh, yeah. Okay, we want to go to the right. Okay. God. Yeah, I was right. Okay, so those are stairs up and down. Where's... Let's just see what this is. It's dexterity. Okay. Okay, this is why we're here. Oh no. Hot garbage. I'm just figuring out where we need to go. So we need to go north, and that's a secret door. Well, it's a secret wall. Then we go north, 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 north. There's a elemental void. We go right. We can always period the gem. I think it's okay, actually. Where's there? Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There should be a field here. And then if we go right, 1, 2. Okay, so that should be... Oh, hang on. Oh? How can we be blocked? Surely we should be able to... I'm gonna dispel... Sorry. Cast. Dispel. Oh, that's diabolical and also a little mean. Okay, cool. So now we can cast light. I don't like this. This design is not good at all. We have now encountered actual... So, I've talked at length in these streams where we play old RPGs about the distinction between on the very left-hand side, might and magic, and on the very right-hand side is wizardry, and always in the middle we've lumped Ultima. Now I still maintain that this isn't nearly as bad as wizardry, but this is bordering on wizardry level garbage. On the left, like I said, we got Might and Magic. Might and Magic's fights, Might and Magic's dungeons, I should say, because there are multiple dungeons throughout Might and Magic. Might and Magic's dungeons are about moment-to-moment gameplay, where you get into a fight, there's a lot of things, but if you manage the fight, you can always rest up immediately afterwards, heal to full, and carry on going. By and large, Might and Magic wants you to succeed. The first game is super difficult because it's from a time where game design hadn't really settled. But then by the second and third game, things ease off a little bit. The gases, they're not like hammering the gas pedal down and going, this is the most difficult game imagined. Okay? So that's the left-hand side. Might and Magic will eventually also give you tools to have fun, right? One of the things that it does eventually give you is the ability to fly, so you can fly around the world and see what's going on. On the right, we have Wizardry. Wizardry hates the player. Wizardry will repeatedly hit you over the head with a pan, if it can do that, right? If it can find a way to screw you over in some way, it will do that. Wizardry's moment-to-moment gameplay doesn't matter. Wizardry is about doing missions, and the way you do the missions is you're faced with one dungeon, only one dungeon, and all of the wizardries is until near the end of the series. There's always only one dungeon. You are either descending or you're ascending the dungeon, and your ultimate goal in a wizardry is to get to the bottom or the top of the dungeon, right? That's your whole reason for playing the game. Wizardry doesn't give you tools to have fun. Wizardry wants to make you sweat and work. And the way it makes you sweat and work is that each mission that you undertake in a wizardry, I should be peering at the gem because that's actually stopping time. and that's making us not starve. The wizardry dungeon is about little missions, and the mission is how far down can you go before expending your resources. And it's a very delicate balancing act, right? Do you know how far you can go before you will die? And the whole point of a wizardry dungeon is this yardstick measurement of, I've gotten slightly better tools, I can go further down, or I can go further up. The wizardry games get incrementally more difficult up to a point, and then they start softening up. But they're never easy games, right? By the fourth game, Wizardry 4, they're actually billing it on the cover of the box as the most difficult wizardry ever. And it's true. When you fall into that game, everything that you knew about wizardry is suddenly upended. And the way that Wizardry 4 wants you to engage with it is to take all the prior knowledge, it's like an exam, all the prior knowledge that you've accumulated in Wizardries 1, 2, and 3, and then to apply it to Wizardry 4. It's a super difficult game, we'll never play it. We will try it, and I'll show it off to you. We'll get into a thing where at some point we'll start playing Wizardries. I bring this all up, this is very consequential for this specific game, because I've always maintained for the longest time that Ultima is in the middle. But in this particular dungeon, and in this particular entry of Ultima, we're learning that Richard Garriott maybe isn't playing wizardry, or maybe isn't playing magic. I don't think these games designers played each other's games, at this point anyway. But I do think that other people around Richard were playing these games, and they were telling him, this is super cool, it's so difficult, you should try it. And he's implementing garbage nonsense, like the kind of thing that you'd find in a wizardry in this game. So let's back up a bit. I said there are these fields hanging out here, and I said, oh, that's diabolical. And the reason why I said that was because, again, Ultima 4's trained us one way, and breaking its own rule. On the one hand, every time we've encountered a field, for the most part, we've just been able to push past it, right? If you think about in Castle Britannia itself, in order to get to Sea of Hawkwind, there were all those sleep, little paralysis areas that you can walk through, right? You could dispel the fields to get to Sea of Hawkwind, but that's a waste of your resources, because by and large the game just lets you walk through them. In this dungeon, that's not true anymore. The minute we encountered this field, yeah, I was able to walk from the T, which is turning the lights off, to the field with no problem. I was able to turn right in the field, no problem. But I couldn't walk forward to get to the secondary T over here. Just wasn't possible. The game was blocking me. I had to dispel with a dispel spell. If I didn't have one of those, I'd just be stuck. So, Richard Garriott at this point is learning bad design from other people, because, I mean, he's always been guilty of bad design in some of the other older games that we played, but now he's actively implementing terrible design, because Ultima 4 up until this point was really gentle, right? And suddenly now it has its fangs out. We're in a dungeon, we're going down, immediately there are gremlins. The gremlins have stolen all of my food. Bad design. We're in this floor here where they're turning off all the lights, and there's just nothing you can do about this other than know where to step, right? It's trapping me in squares where I should be able to walk, because the game has taught me it's okay to walk past a field. Long ago and far away, like in the first session we ever played, well, not quite the first, because we didn't find Sea of Hawkwind in the first session. We doodled around a little bit. But when we found Sea of Hawkwind, we realized that after me dispelling the fields, you could just walk north and south in Sea of Hawkwind's room, no problem. Bad design. Richard's taking that principle away and throwing it into the garbage can. So, not real happy with this dungeon and the outcome so far. I believe we need to go, yeah, yes. Oh, it's just a singular gremlin? Sure. We need to be at the store. Now, I suspect... Oh, and we're also poisoned. Cool. I suspect that this is going to be a somewhat crazy fight. Let's walk to the store. Oh, it completely is a crazy fight. And we need to go north, but cannot. Oh no. Because the thing that we want is to the north of me over here, and we can't go through the water. Let's see if there's a secret passage. Haha. There kind of is. I wonder if there's a... wonder if there's a field here I need to spell. No. Search? I'm gonna look this up because, quite frankly, friends, I don't want to do this to myself. We are in... I didn't label this dungeon. I don't know where we are. Oh no, actually. I'm gonna have to look up a map quickly. I was dumb and I didn't immediately pull this in the second that we figured it out. Oh god. I'm clicking on the wrong things. Let me get out of there. I just want an annotated map of the world. Okay. Sure. Let's take that one. How do I zoom in? Oh my god. Torture. Ah! Oh yeah, no, there's actually no way to zoom in. That's super cool. I've always wanted that. Oh, there we go. Okay, sure. I found an actual map that's going to help a lot. So this is... That can't be right. Oh, it's not. This is Despise. Okay, sure. Now, what I really want is I want a dungeon solution for Despise. Because I'm worried about this specific room that we're in now. Despise. We're on level. We're on level 5. Okay. Okay, so what do I need to do to get past this little block on level 5? On level 5, walk through the winds, dispel the fields, and then go south until you reach the 3-room configuration. Enter the middle room, kill the monsters, and enter the secret door to go north and take the Yellowstone. I'm going north, but I can't do that. I don't know why I can't go north here. Because that's what I should be doing. Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. No one has answered this question. I don't know how to get past this. Maybe, no. Because my instructions say, on level 5, walk through the winds, dispel the fields, then go south until you reach a room. 3-door configuration, enter the middle room. And enter the secret door to go north and take the Yellowstone. Oh, heck. Okay. And I don't think there's any other way to do this. I'm gonna bail out of here for a second. We're just gonna look at where I am. We're in the right place. And I can't do anything other than go north. Okay. Yeah, it's blocked. Okay. Search. Use. Yeah, this is literally where I'm supposed to be and literally what I'm supposed to do. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna watch someone else's video as they do this. Despise level 3. Despise level 5. Okay. So they're now at Despise. And they're at level 5. They're looking at the map. They're gonna discover what I discovered. They need to speed it up though. Oh my god. Oh, they knew about the gremlins because they came in with 9,800 food. Okay. Yeah, and they know about, oh god, they're aware of the field, and so they just dispelled it. Oh my god, they're doing so much fighting, it's absurd. What is kind of funny is we're here with one person, they're here with a whole team. Okay, they are turning... They're going into the... Okay, so now they're at the 3-room configuration. They've gone into the middle door. I can see their secret thing, the secret wall on their screen. It's on their version a lot clearer and easier to see, by the way. They must be playing like this Commodore 64 version or something. Oh, pardon me. They're fighting the sea serpents right now. Okay, their sea serpents are almost dead. Okay, so now they're walking. Oh my god, figure it out. All you need to do is walk forward. They haven't decided to do that yet. Okay, they're walking forward. They're walking forward. They're walking north. They're walking north. They can't figure out why they can't go north. Yeah, they're blocked and I can't figure out why. Oh, do you just need to hammer north until you can go? Are you serious? I think they're figuring out whether or not that is the case. Because they've just stopped doing anything at all. They're like, oh lordy, what is this nonsense? Yeah, I think they're just hammering north. Oh, wait, what did they do? Hold on. They walked over here with one of their guys. I mean, 16. Yeah. Okay, I went north 100 times there. I'm gonna try shooting. Okay. What did they do? Oh. But they just passed. That's all they did. So they stood here and they passed, and that got them through there. I actually don't know what's going on here. Yeah, I don't actually know what's going on here. And I can't save here. The only place I can save is if I leave here and we go International Dungeon. Okay. Hold on. So for the secret... Oh, there's an order I need to step on them. Oh, there are multiple secret tiles. What? Okay, so I need to step on this tile here. And I need to step on this tile here. There we go. Okay, well, that was very annoying. Okay, so search. We got the Yellowstone. We're also starving. Very good. But how would you ever know that? Oh my god. There wasn't a visual indicator that told you that you needed to do that. I think all we needed to do was get that chest. But that is very garbage. So he really is learning all the wrong lessons here. Is there anything else I need to do? Okay. There is a thing that we need to do, but I'm gonna save, and we're not going to do it here. There we go. Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna dip to level 8 in this dungeon. We're gonna go get the one piece of information that we need, and then we're gonna come back up again because we're starving and we're running out of health and everything. So, that was very gross. I am so out of here. Wow. Okay, so let me talk you through what nonsense happened. Oh, you know what I actually need to do before we forget to do it? Let me show you where I'm at. There's the map. Okay. I'm gonna go grab a dungeon entrance thing over here. There's a dungeon entrance. I need to be on layer 2. I need to grab this. And this, the dungeon that we discovered is actually just a spies. So it's here. And thank God we're nearly done with it too. That should be good. Let's get rid of this. We need this color here. Okay, we need text. It's got to be the smallest text we can make it. DSB. That looks about right. Cool. Okay, let's save that. So we found a dungeon after we did some science. So today, just to recap, we went to the dungeon to start. We did some science. The science we did was how many times can you touch one of the power-up stones and get power. We realized from doing that two things. When you do that, you take a 200 point HP hit, and also there's a finite amount each character class can have of a certain stat. In our case, we topped out strength and we got to 50, and that was about where we're probably going to be able to stop. Then we also mapped out the start's dungeon entrances and exits, because we can go from the start to other dungeons. We can go to Covetous and Shame and so on and so forth. We then, because, hubris precedes me, we went to Dungeon Despise. Once we got to Dungeon Despise, I was like, it's not a problem. And we ran into our first. We are one person, by the way. I have to mention this because it's super important. We came into the dungeon with 2,500 food, and we found a whole pile of gremlins in a scripted fight. We went from 2,500 food to no food. I hated that, by the way. That was the least fun that we'd been having up until that point. Then we got to level 5 of this dungeon, and things got significantly worse. In level 5 of the dungeon, Richard starts turning off the lights, and he starts making barriers that you can't get past unless you cast the spell, and it's just nonsense. But on top of that, we learned a very important life lesson about what Richard's learning from other games. He is learning that you can be ornery and gross. And so one of the things that he's set up in a specific dungeon is that there are secret tiles that you need to step on in order to open doors. Garbage. Anyway, tomorrow, when we pick up, we're going to get to the bottom of the dungeon Despise. That's the first thing we're going to do, because we're already there. The game will drop us right into that dungeon. I'm just going to Z down us, because there's nothing more we need to see in this dungeon. We're going to find the altar room, and we're going to figure out what the connections are between the spies and the other dungeons. We're going to zip out, and we're going to pick another dungeon and start with that. We've got the yellow stone, so we can cross that off. So let me also show you the study list. I have now added, we're going to have to make this into its own spreadsheet, or sheet in the spreadsheet. But this is a list of dungeon entrances and exits that we've discovered in the start, right? This is not well formatted yet. I'm waiting until we get all of the dungeon entrances and exits to format it properly. We're going to make it into its own sheet, and then from there we'll have a very good and clear picture of what we're dealing with the image that it wants us to know for the end of the game, I suspect. But I'm going to imagine one thing is pretty true, and that is almost all roads are going to lead to Hythloth or Hithloth. I think that almost every, not every dungeon, but almost every major dungeon, the start is not a major dungeon, but I think it stands on the precipice of a principle, because it told us this is the dungeon of courage. So I think that every principal dungeon is going to have an entrance to Hithloth somewhere, and every other dungeon will have entrances to the other dungeons around it. So there you go. We need to cross off before I forget about it. And connections end that we've got the Yellowstone. And we maybe need to go and talk to Joe about this. I don't think so. There doesn't seem to be a follow-up statement here from Joe, so I'm going to actually hack this out. Delete that row, and we're just going to do this. I'm still not sure if there's going to be rum in this game. I'm starting to think there isn't, and we don't need to worry about this statement here. But I'm going to hang on to it in this spreadsheet, just in case we do need to worry about that. Okay. So, we need to find Joe here, because this is also incorrect. I'm going to remove this. Joe is in Britain. I'm going to, in a second, go to Britain as well and just cross this off in that list. Britain. Britain. There's Joe. Hold on. We can cross off this, but we can't cross off the other thing. Okay, sure. We have the Yellowstone, but we don't know what the Yellowstone is. So, unfortunately, this is just a case where I'm going to look this up. Yellow, that's compassion. So we've got the stone now, and we can mark that off. Okay, cool. All right. So tomorrow, I think one of the things that I want to actually do at some point, and I think that the first thing that we have to target. So tomorrow's plan, let me just get here. Here. So Blissful told us about the Abyss, and they said, meditate at the shrine of honesty, compassion, and valor for 3 cycles to know how to enter. And we have compassion and valor stones now. So I think that what we need to do is we need to figure out if we know where the dungeon for honesty is, and we need to go and the stone for honesty is, so we can go and meditate. And I think that the thing I want to get done somewhere in the next 2 sessions is this meditation here, because that will help with strengthening the whole of the ship, and I think that will help with some other issues that we have. So I think that's the thing I want to target first. So let's just make sure it's honesty, compassion, and valor. Honesty, we got compassion. We don't have honesty, and we do have valor. So we need to focus on honesty next. That's the thing that we're going to do tomorrow. All right, let me get us out of here. Save all this nonsense. Okay, thank you so much to everyone who was here today. I appreciate it so much. I understand that this is a long game, and I understand that we've been trapped in it for a while. Gravity Gamer says, thanks for the stream. Have a good night, Lost Wolf, you too. As I was saying, I understand that this is a long game, and I understand that we've been trapped in it for a while. We're going to probably continue to be trapped in it for a little bit longer. I'm starting to think that this is just a 100-hour game. It's mostly okay. The dungeons have soured the game for me a little bit, but it's because... So, here's the thing, right? And it's a thing that's going to crop up when I talk about this game at the very end. when I tell you about my thoughts about it. But I've been mentioning some of these things as we've been going along. The overworld part of the game is such a gentle game, right? It wants the player to succeed. And the funny thing about that is you would think that, given the nature of the quest that the game has set you up on, Richard would realize that one of the things that you cannot do in a game that's basically a gentle hug is you can't put dumb traps into your dungeon, right? It's not that kind of game. The design, the overall design, is feeding away from that and feeding towards something more esoteric and interesting. And the the bottom half of the design that takes you into the dungeons, is immediately harkening back to Ultima's 1, 2, and 3. So the overworld part of the game is very progressive for a game of this age, but the dungeoneering part of this game is leaning all the way back to Ultima 0. It's doing all these awkward old things that it should not be doing, and unfortunately, so this was a 95% game for me before we started encountering dungeons. It's now dropping down to about an 85 or an 80% game, because the dungeons hate the player so much. Surprise, I guess. I mean, I've made mention of this before. At this point, Richard Garrett's just not very old, right? He is 22 or 24, I think we worked it out as. And for him, the idea of, he's writing this expressly quite big idea game, but for him the idea of fun is going into a dungeon and beating up the players. So there you go. Alright, now I'm really gone. I'm so sorry. Have a wonderful evening. Please be safe. I shall see you all soon. Good night for now.